Blessings, everyone. So I wanted to try doing a kind of an, not instructional, but kind of like an informative kind of video. Maybe this will be the first of a few, I don't know. But I just wanted to share some of the things I've learned since 2017 about rods and flags, because I don't know how much rods and everything get talked about, but I know there's always questions that I've gotten from over the years from different people that about flags and what's the best one to use, and I started with a PVC pipe, a real smaller one, and that's what I use for a rod. I think I mentioned that in one of my other videos, but and then you were able to cut it the length that you wanted it, which was sort of nice. And but the thing is, with that, it was too heavy. I noticed that I'm like, okay, so I've got to do something a little bit lighter. So then kept searching, and then I found Kat Vaughn's site, the Worship with Flag Sales, I believe it's called, where there was all different kind of creators. So then I bought a flag from her. I bought a flag from Call to Flag, and there is a difference. So with the rods, the creators are obviously all gifted and different as well, but the rods were kind of trying things out and seeing what felt comfortable, what God wanted me to, how He wanted me to worship with certain kinds of rods with the flags, and the size of the flag. I mean, there's so many to choose from, and so I didn't know where to start. So I think one of the first ones I started with was called the Flag, and this is sort of a metallic material. I'm not here to sell their products. I'm here to just talk about some difference of variety of fabric a little bit, and then also the rods. This rod has a little bit of flex to it. It's not really advised to actually bend this one very much because it could break. It has like a harder fiberglass or plastic in it. Like I said, I'm not here to speak for their products or anything. I'm just here to share things I've learned. So anyway, these kinds of flags are, they have like a tail on them, like where the rod is not all the way to the very end on this particular flag, but and so you would hold that flag here where the rod ends, and then you've kind of got this tail thing going here, which gives it a different. Now the other thing too with this kind of fabric, it's very lightweight, but it has that kind of a snapping kind of sound, which is nice, and it gives it more of a spiritual feeling. And also the very shininess of the fabric is beautiful. So that's kind of where I started with, and I didn't really know how to do a lot of the spins. I still don't really know. Each one of us is different with our flagging and our gift that God's given us. So I don't try to worry about, is there a certain way you have to do it? That kind of thing. So that's what this one is about. And then there's this other kind of rod that Kat, I bought a flag from her, where it has a spin to it, which is really super nice. It turns like all the way around. Like it has a it's got a little bit of a flex. I think she started out with harder ones, but then she went to the flex, which was nice. I really like the flex. It's not as hard, I noticed on my hand, but it has a little ball at the end so that it doesn't slide off, but you can take these off and on. It's good for traveling too, if you need to pack up your flags or whatever. But again, I'm not here to sell. I'm just here to talk about the different kinds of flags. So This one has the handle here and here. And what's happened with this is you can spin them all the way around. It goes around the rod, which is really kind of cool. You know, it's my, you know, and then you can actually, what I've done too is just sort of hold them, you know, where you, if you don't want it to spin, you can kind of just hold it like a regular flag and just work with it as just a, flex rod, you know. But then you can have it go spin, spin, you know, spin, 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 which is fun and beautiful, and it gives it a different flow and a different feel. So again, it's what you know, what you feel comfortable with. I mean, even just trying different rods for different kinds of worship. And then the other kind is sort of a real flexi. I think it's like 80% flex. Called the Flag also has this where they, it's got a thin wire. Now these can be bent more. Here, I'll just do it like this. These can be bent more like that, where you can fold them up, and I think they've demonstrated that on their site many times. And then, but then they added this little, more of a plastic at the handle, so where you feel like you have a little bit more of a grip inside on the handle, which is nice, especially for the longer, these longer ones that they create. And what's great about the real flexi too is also for flow. It just gives it a different kind of flow. Very, very lightweight. You know, you can do spins, you know. These are a little bit harder to do on a windy day. If you kind of go with the wind, if it's real windy, you know, just kind of point your flags in that direction. But yeah, these will tend to, they might get wrapped around your head, which is okay. Just keep going. And then anyway, yeah, these are the real flexi rods. Okay, and then Goodwin also makes, they make rods like fiberglass. So the fiberglass is a little bit tricky. I think it's best to wear gloves when if you buy the fiberglass rods, because you will get these little fiberglass splinters in your fingers, so be careful. But I also used, this is one I created. So I got these from Goodwin, and the thing with the fiberglass rods too is you can cut them off any length you want as well. And they have all different kinds of sizes, different thicknesses. I think what I did when I first started ordering from Goodwin is that they will send you, you can request a sample. They'll send you sample and sizes to see what works for you. And that was really helpful because I didn't really know what size to use. So yeah. And then the thing with the stiffer it is, the more it will stay open. The more flexy it is, it will be kind of more flowy like the other one I just showed. But yeah, also with cutting the rod, the fiberglass rod, there's like these little tips you can buy too, these little black tips you slide on the end. You definitely want to put those on there so it doesn't cut through your fabric, through your silk. These are 5 mm, by the way. They call them 5 mm. They have 8 mm and 10 mm, I believe. So the 5 mm is the lightest silk, which I prefer. Some others use the thicker ones, which is good too. It just depends on what you feel comfortable with and what you like to use. But the gauze tape, or it's called gross grain tape, is what I use for the ribbon up here to stick the rod in here. You sew it, kind of sew it in there, and then if you wanted to take them out, you could just kind of change them or whatever. You can just put a Velcro at the end of your tape down here, to open and close it. So yeah, so then so this gives it a bigger. These are like, when I started making flags, I made them to like 10 feet long. This what these are, 10 feet. I just wanted to see what it would be like to have really long flags. So they are fun. And I just, yeah, anyway, I know you probably have a lot of questions. I don't know how to really answer a lot, except for I'm definitely still learning about how to dye, how to do the tie dye, or the dyeing of the flags. I'm still learning that. And so just kind of on my own, and just kind of playing with different colors and different designs and things like that. So anyway, I'll try to make another video to see what I forgot to put in here. Maybe there's more things I can tell you, or just things that might help you. Okay? God bless and love you.